Hi guys, and welcome to my channel again. It's been ages. It's probably been like a month since I uploaded a video, and trust me, there is a reason behind it, which I may actually talk about in the new year. Right now I'm fasting, so there are some things that I'm needing clarity from God on before I speak on them. So there are big things coming for all of us in 2019. So here's the thing. I wanted to take time to reflect on 2018 and 20. I'm grateful for that. This year has been a roller coaster. People who I thought would always be in my life left, and people who I didn't even know at the beginning of the year came into my life, and I feel very honored for the choices that God has made over my life and the declarations that He's made over my life and just the people that He has trusted me with. I feel very honored and very blessed. So, big things to come in 2019. How I feel now. So, this video will be my year in review. I'll tell you guys everything. We're going to spill the tea today. So, get ready. First and foremost, we'll talk about the most lighthearted things last, and we will talk about the heavy stuff to begin with. Where I see myself in God is totally different than I saw myself in 2018. In 2018, at the beginning of 2018, I had a lot of religion. I had a lot of beliefs that I had never even challenged. And at some point, I probably hurt some people with my level of religion because I just thought that this is the way, this is God, this is the only thing. Now, I'm not talking about like when I speak the truth to you about some stuff. I'm talking about maybe some of the beliefs that I had about other Christians could be hurtful to the brethren. And now that I'm looking back on it, it's like I got that ideology from some of the churches and some of the messages that I listened to without ever even questioning those things or the patriarch that presented them to us, because I was just like, well, this is the word, you don't question it. And that is how I grew up. I'm not blaming anything on my parents because that's old, that's canceled. But I'm just saying that a lot of the things that I did not question was because I believe that not questioning things that didn't sit well with me was appropriate, because when I was a kid, and I would ask my parents, well, why not? Or ask questions, it was always met with, girl, you just got such a smart mouth, and you need to stop this. You got a smart mouth, and you just need to just basically go with it. Go with whatever, even if it doesn't make sense to you, because we said so. And there are some things that, especially when it comes to sin, when God says just don't do it, don't do it. And then there's other things that God didn't say, men made up, and they don't have an explanation for why they have that. And so it does need to be questioned. So there are so many things in my theology that I believed was holiness and godly living that I now believe is not. My problem with that, though, is that if it's not sin, like if it's not explicitly in the Bible sin, not just things that you think is sin, and you have no spiritual or scriptural grounds for it, it is not your business. This is what I'm talking about. This theology, it makes no sense to me anymore, because I put it up to the light of the word and what I've actually experienced. And I found that a lot of things that are said and done are just done to keep women in their place. I've also learned in this stretch of ministry that nobody is exempt from feelings of depression, anxiety, and insomnia. I've had a couple major things happen to me. My aunt, one of my favorite aunts, passed away, and one of my cousins passed away this year, and it hit home so much. And at the time, I didn't give myself the space to grieve because what I was being told by those around me. But I feel very deeply, and that's something that I know that God put in me. It's not something that I choose. Believe me, if I could shut my feelings off sometimes I would, but because it's not convenient to feel deeply like I do, but I do. And one thing I've learned is not to judge myself for feeling deeply and feeling the pain of grief when someone I love or someone I'm close to passes on. So When my niece Ari died, I grieved, but I just went right back to work. I just started doing things, just to try to kind of, just cover up the pain of that. When my cousin died and when my aunt died, I didn't have time or even a process or an outlet, because when I did try to grieve my aunt, I was just met with a bunch of like religion, or people just thought it was, but I didn't feel safe to say everything I was feeling in that moment, because people gonna throw religion at you. A lot of times people throw all kinds of like, churchy quotes. Oh, well, you just gotta learn how to not grieve like the world grieves. And I'm learning that that's not healthy for my mental health, because I feel things very deeply and I can't help that. That's just something, that's how God wired me. I actually just had to stop this video because I was crying. Yeah, so I learned that how I process grief and how I talk about grief, mental health, and how I see these things, my views have changed so much, drastically. So beyond changing my views on how I see mental health and people who struggle with it, and depression and insomnia and all those things, I changed how I relate to people. I went to a church. I visited a church. I was worshiping, and while I was worshiping, listening to God, and he spoke to me and he said, I'm gonna do some changing in your relationships. I'm gonna shift some of your relationships with people you've known for years, or even I'm gonna shake the very foundation of those. I was content with the Spirit of God, but I also got comfortable. I got really comfortable. Man, he's done it. He's shifted some things, my mindset. He did some foundational changes in some relationships that I've had for years, that I just thought I would always be a part of that person's life. They'll always be a part of my life. Those are the internal changes. Externally, I have lost so much weight. It's ridiculous. I have stopped eating meat mainly. I've been mostly vegetarian and vegan for a while now, and it started back in the summer and it's continued. So it's been a lifestyle change for me. It's been a whole lifestyle change. I have started to add vegetarian yeast to my diet. And also there are other things that I've done to my health regimen. Working out, drinking more water, being more conscious of the type of things that I put into my spirit, mind, and soul. Reading more books, and just being more healthy and authentic in the relationships that God has trusted me with. So there are some external changes as well. My hair has grown a lot. Last time I checked, it was like bra strap length and in the back, and it's grown a lot since the last time I straightened my hair. So I can just imagine how long it's going to be when I straighten it again, and I'm excited for that. There are some products that I have taken out and that I have added. I was using like a lot of Jamaican black castor oil. I was using a lot of olive oil, and I'm missing a product. Just pure apple cider vinegar. I have started using rice water on my hair, and I have started to use heavier oils. I have this hair product that I just tried, and it's this product. I don't recommend everything in it because I haven't really had time to really, I don't know, it's called Naturally Smitten. I haven't really had time to research the ingredient, and it's been pretty good, but that's not something I use on my hair very often because, again, I'm a products person. I need to know what's in those ingredients, what ingredients are in those products. I can't just go with that. One brand I've come to trust is Maui Moisture. Also, Shea Moisture. I'm still messing with them. So let's talk about fashion. I had several iconic looks that I went for. I thought these looks up in my head. Hey, blah, can I talk? For my friend Brittany's birthday, we chose a 50s theme. So Um, I wore this like polka dot top with the red scarf and a red lip, and I thought it looked amazing. I'll put pictures that I like up in there somewhere if I can. And then also, beyond that, I wore this like for my friend GP, well, my friends GP and Sierra's wedding. They got married in June, and I had a very like 1920s look. It was very, very cute, and I thought it was cute. And I got like my lashes. I got my entire life, and I thought that was good. So far we have the 50s and the 20s, and then now today I'm giving you 70s vibes a little bit because this is an off the shoulder top. I'm trying to show you my top. Yeah, just trust me when I say it's very 70s. It's off the shoulder. It's jean. It's ruffly. There's plenty of frills on it. But the look that I really like the most is like this very like fur, like elegant. I'll put it in there. My friend Jada got married, and Jada and Chris, they got married, and I went to their wedding and I wore fur. And I thought the outfit, the look was so cute. So I'll put all these looks in here. So I'm excited to try different areas. Okay, let's talk about these books. Okay, let's gather ourselves together. First of all, I just picked up this book my brother got me for my birthday, which is in August. So it shows you how I have not been reading anything but my Bible, basically, and other smaller like texts for ministry. It's all been ministry related, but it's called Church Administration. And I don't know, it's just eating my lunch. Like, it's talking about how administration is a gift, and it's a gift and calling from God, and that everybody is equipped for it, and how to prepare yourself for the gift that God has given you. So it's been amazing. It's written by two older men that have been in ministry for years. Their last names are Copper and White. And I have it on my desk, that's why I'm looking down, but it's been pretty awesome. Another book that I cannot wait till I have my hard copy in front of me is The Wilderness. I have the ebook, and ladies and gentlemen, it is amazing. I'm just so proud of the author because I personally know him. His name is Dennis Delamar, and he has written a book. He started out in September. He told me he was wanting to write a book with all his writings, and I was like, that's amazing, that's cool, you know. And he actually finished that book in November and released it for pre-order, and so I'm just waiting for my hard copy. I cannot wait. I'm gonna have my highlighter out, everything. I'm just excited about that because he is one of those people that if he sets a goal, you can believe he's gonna accomplish it. But beyond that, the book, it's been like talking to a best friend, like a good friend, having a confidant. It's amazing. It's like talking to someone that you're very closely related to, or it's just like having your best friend, like reading a journal, and it's amazing. And it's been very cathartic for me because some of the things he writes about, the issues, like he literally tackles every issue you can think about in this book, which is amazing. One thing that has been really resonating me with is his Dear Dad letter. And it is such a story of forgiveness and love. And oh man, I just love reading his writing. It's so amazing. He is such a good writer. And when I say a good writer, let me explain. Okay, because some people can write stuff that makes sense and they can put together something that's popular opinion. The way he writes is just like he's literally communicating exactly what he's feeling. I mean, I love it. It's like he's communicating an emotion that you can't even express yourself, and he just puts words to it. It's amazing. It's called The Wilderness, and I will link the order for I will put the link for pre-order in the description box. Check that out, and plus check out his website because they have some pretty cool merchandise. Lastly, I would like to talk about my goals for 2019 and reflection. First of all, relationship wise and religious. Let's talk about religious goals. I have no like specific like, oh, I gotta do this by this in ministry. I have goals to be more open and to be more like Christ, and to be more authentically like Christ, not just the way the world tells you that Christ was, but to actually find out more about God's character and mirror that and be a reflection of God's love at all times. I think I did pretty well with that. I have missed and made missteps, of course, because we are striving for perfection, but we are not there yet. So definitely, I want to reflect more of Christ's character as far as my religious goals, and as far as relationally with other people. My goals is just to be authentically myself and not to try to hide any part of me because I feel like it will be less accepted. Either you love me or you don't. Like, take it or leave it. I'm not going to be putting myself on discount for anybody anymore. I'm going to definitely be myself, and I am a really friendly, nice person, but I'm also just not a welcome doormat. So that type of thinking and all of that stuff is like canceled for 2019. Also, as far as books and reading, intellect, and just developing. As far as clothing goals go, I just want my body to be clothed. Just kidding. But as far as looks go, I definitely want to take a period and just have an event to go to and just dress from every period. So I might be hosting more like ladies get-togethers or more like game nights and stuff like that. And I'm definitely gonna dress, honey, and I will be putting looks and links, and I will be doing more vlogs. And so that's also a part of my goals too, is to just create way more content for my channel. Other than that, it's all love. The things that I will reveal about my life in 2019 is going to be way more authentic. It's going to be way more just honest, heart to heart, because I'm really inspired by the wilderness. Like, this book has been so cathartic, and it's like I feel like he left out no details, and that's brave. Because a lot of times when we expose ourselves, people are not very welcoming and not very accepting or accommodating to who we really are. They accommodate who they think that they need us to be. And one thing about Dennis is that he has been authentically himself with this book, Mr. Delmar. He writes very well, and he has expressed emotions that I don't even think I could have been able to articulate, even going through some of the things that he went through. So definitely check that book out. And this is a shameless plug for my friends. God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you in 2019.